Hey, bees popping. Comment number one. Hey, Mikikuya, hope you're doing well. It's a beautiful day again. What can I say? Other than just like one random dark cloud behind me, very breezy, which is beneficial to me. Might make a little noise for you guys, but what do we got? Wednesday, January 21st, Dumaguete, Philippines. The weather latest I just checked said 81 degrees, so that's actually really nice, 81. The breeze feels amazing, but it's an absolutely beautiful day. And then we got John Vasquez, Sir Castaway, Drift, Good PM, my alien friend. I love that emoji. Makes me laugh. Makes you unique, the alien. But yeah, it's very nice today. Still got the yacht, the yellow yacht sitting out there every day. This boat here says light ferries. That's new. But yeah, I'm laced up and ready to roll. I appreciate you guys being here. And again, as my normal introduction, anybody that doesn't know me, welcome to my channel, Castaway Drift. Born and raised in the United States, with the exception of 2 years, I lived in Florida. Now I'm here living abroad in Dumaguete, Philippines, and I do my walk-in live streams. Well, I walk every day. The live stream is a recent new thing, and it seems to be, it's doing good. I'm happy with it, and I like it. Bees Poppin says, remember everyone to hit the like to the channel. We share love above all. So we give love, hit that bell if you're new to be notified. Thank you, Bees Poppin. Michelle Pelletier's here. Hello, my friends. Jeff Johnson says, hey, Mike. Hey, welcome, guys. Yes, I know. It's just, other than that little dark cloud, it's really breezy but beautiful. 81 degrees, 12:36 p.m. Dumaguete. Spaghetti Philippines, says War Walker. I guess I call it Dumaguete. Their spaghetti here, though, in the Philippines, their sauce is very sweet. Their tomato sauce for their spaghetti is kind of sweet. Daryl Johnson says, living the dream, brother. Thank you, Daryl. I appreciate it. It's beautiful today. Like I said, it's more about what I see than seeing me, but this is usually where I start at the boulevard and work my way in and share it with you guys. Yeah, I'm a walker, and obviously I got to be able to be a talker too. Joe says Chicago here in about 20 degrees with snow coming. Oh boy, why no bike? Just walking, running for you? Yeah, I'm a walker. I used to jog here and there periodically, but that takes a toll for me on your joints, especially your knees. And I want to be able to be healthy and have healthy legs, joints for as long as I live. But yeah, Joe, no, I appreciate you being here from Chicago. I'm not, stay warm is what I typically say. Stay warm. Robert says, one nightmare at a time. Actually, I love it here. Nothing like a nightmare for me. This is like the best dream ever. I would not consider it a nightmare. I love it here. Wake up happy every day. Simply just going for a walk. Beautiful sunshine, warm weather, shorts, t-shirts, grab an early cup of coffee and my breakfast, and I'm good to go. But thanks for being here, Robert. I definitely wouldn't call being here a nightmare. Oops. Oh, wow. The Crust says, can you eat things? I'm assuming you gave me that generous super chat for me to eat something. If it's okay with you, I'm not that hungry right now because I just ate, but I do get coconut water. That can be my donation for coconut water. I greatly appreciate that. DC Russ. Thank you, DC Russ. Where are you from, DC Russ? Like I said, I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania the majority of my life. But in Dumaguete, Philippines now. I love it. Making my way into the city. This is like just about an everyday thing for me. Walking, meeting people, embracing the locals, having fun. But I appreciate that, DC Russ. You're from Mexico. Wow, I just caught that. You know what? The best thing I can do is give you the blue jacket, DC Russ. I appreciate your generosity. Means a lot to me. Much respect to you. Just giving me a thumbs up on my live stream is basically the best thing I could ask for. And you guys being here, sharing my walks, enjoying my energy, because I'm full of positive energy. I love it here. But thank you very much. And DC Russ with the floating heart, you're spoiling me already, but I appreciate that. That's very generous of you. God bless you. Thank you for being here. And back to the streets, because like I said, you don't really need to see me. Michael from Los Angeles says, what country? This is Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines. This is where I live currently. My home away from home, from the States. Again, I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania with the exception of 2 years. I lived in Florida. And then we got Rick Wallace here. Boxer says, what's hanging around your neck? My mother, I always tell this story. My name is Michael. Well, my mother, when I was old enough to understand, she told me the story of why she named me Michael. And she said, I named you after St. Michael the Archangel. So that's what's hanging around my neck. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, St. Michael the Archangel. That's what's hanging around my neck. Linda Mon says, I kind of like seeing you. Thank you, Linda Mon. Michael says, cool. Thank you, Michael, for being here. Boxer, you too. Tuna Time 720 says, where in PA? Well, my current address is Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. That's my current address, Central PA. But I was born in Altoona, Pennsylvania. If you're familiar with Altoona, that's like Western PA. I guess I lived in Pennsylvania or Altoona until I was like 10 years old. 18. I'm thinking of where I moved. The last place I lived at, after I graduated high school in Altoona, then we moved to Mechanicsburg. My father's job got transferred at the time, and then we all, went to Mechanicsburg. Tuna Time says I'm from Phoenixville, so that would be Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, because it's kind of wild how there's so many names that are like from other states or other cities and towns or in multiple states. So that would be Phoenixville, PA. What part of Pennsylvania is that? Like east, west, central? Linda Mon says, oh, Sweet sent me happy poop. Thanks for the happy poop. Yeah, there's nothing better than happy poop. That's the best kind of poop to have if you have a happy one. All right, so yes, Phoenixville, PA. Linda said, are there many expats there? Yeah, I mean, many, enough to notice, I guess. We're still like, the minority of people here, which I kind of like it that way. I don't mind if there's other foreigners here, but it really, like I said, the best part about being in the Philippines for me personally is embracing and learning a new culture. That's what excites me every day. I always say this every day. It's all about the people. And then the weather and all that other stuff is secondary. But there's always so much to see, you don't get bored. Linda says, is there any beaches there? The closest nice beach, in my opinion, from here would probably be Darwin, which is like 20 minutes or so on a motorbike. Mayong muto. Mayong muto. Mayong muto. This is like the public market where I always come around here every day. This is where, this is where it gets busy every day. This is how, selling things, vegetables, fruit, fish, meat, beef, everything, and amazing people. That's what I love most about walking around in Dumaguete, Philippines. Do you feel any earthquakes lately? Actually, Jason, there was one, I think a couple days ago, but the funny thing, well, it's not funny, but ironically, I didn't feel it. And that was because I was out doing my live stream, but my girlfriend was at the apartment, and we live on the 7th or 8th floor. So it started, she felt the shaking in a high-rise building. I think it was like I don't even know if it was a 2-point something. Very, very, very low grade earthquake. But usually, from my experience here in Dumaguete, there haven't been too many. Mayong Muto, there's always smaller ones here. Now, when I lived in Bacolod, they had a big one in Mayong Muto. I had a big one in, there was a big one in Cebu, and you felt it in Bacolod. That was like a 6.8, 6.9. That was not fun. Being in a high-rise building, never experiencing like an earthquake like that. That was, yeah, that was quite the experience. Shaking, a little scary. Andrea says, oh, hi. It's been a long time since I've seen your videos. Well, welcome back, Andrea Hale. But I always try to find them. For some reason, I can't find them, but hi. Well, that's good. That's okay. Better late than never, or you find me now. It's all good. Besides, I know a lot of you guys have other lives to live. You can't always be, you know, hanging out with me in a live stream. You guys have more important things to do. Oh, so Jason says a 3.0 in Morro Golf 1 hour ago. Yeah, like I said, so I was out walking, I didn't feel anything. So that's goes to show you, you know, I guess if it's that small and you're walking, you don't even notice it. I was doing the live stream at that time as far as the earthquake, but my girlfriend felt it being in the apartment. The last one I felt was maybe a week before that, or not that long ago. It was a 4.0, and it was when we were sleeping. And it just basically vibrates the bed for a little bit, probably 20 seconds or so, not very long. And then, yeah, you just kind of wait for it to stop. And Niels, I see Niels is here taking care of business. And then Art Park Gardens here taking care of business. I try to not go under the tarps. I feel like when I go under the tarps, that's kind of when it affects the signal. Any side hustling besides teaching English? I don't know of anything, Linda. I mean, I'm like retired here, and I just simply do YouTube. That's it. I don't know about any other side hustling. I'm sure there's always something, as is there is everywhere in the world, but I don't know specifics. Birkin Tafior says, good to see you again. Good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you joining me for my walk. I look forward to hanging out with you. Hey, Mayong Muto. Thank you. Amping. Linda says, any side hustling? No. Subscribe and like Jason. Talk about the earthquake. Boxer says, Altoona, PA is where they arrested the guy who allegedly somebody at healthcare. He was caught in Altoona. No, I haven't been in Altoona in many, many, many years. That was a long time ago. Like I said, I left Altoona after I graduated high school. That was in 1988, so that's been a long time. I did make kind of stops here and there just to visit old friends, but that was just because, you know, I'd lived in Altoona my early years of my life, and it was like kind of hard to let go and move away and kind of like start over in Mechanicsburg. But eventually, I got past that stuff. As Mad Acoustic says, I give Steven Seagal Aikido as my side hustle. Jason says, my sister loves visiting the Philippines. I've never been outside USA, but I'm planning to go to Spain in the future. I always say, now that I've been here in the Philippines, I tell people, you know, visit Philippines. Mayong Muto. Mayong Muto. It's called Castaway Drift. So Castaway, then Drift, D-R-I-F-T. Castaway Drift. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day, guys. Amping. Oh, you want to say hello? Yeah, it's live. Thank you. Have a good day. Amping, amping. Jeff says, looks like a beautiful day. Yeah, it's nice. I'd finally, like I said, I think we can say rain season is behind us. Although, for me in Dumaguete, there was not much rain. Dumaguete always seems to, it gets rain, but it seems like a lot of other islands seem to get more rain, and it's sunshine here. Not many dogs, says Linda. You know what? It seemed like there was more before, but now I see less street dogs running around. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it just seems like I don't see as many street dogs as I did before. But even when you did, they're all perfectly fine. They don't bother anybody. Not that I've ever experienced. I mean, I feel bad for some of the dogs because you can tell they're suffering from like malnutrition. I feel bad. I wish I could feed them and stuff like that. Mayong Muto. DJ Puckett says hello. Niels Gate put Ivan on a timeout. Yeah, you gotta love it. Even I always try to joke around. Even the trolls need friends. And like I always say, you know, everybody has things going on in their lives. Mayung Muto. You never know what's going on in someone's life, why they're having a bad day or bad week, bad month. But you can fix that. Mind over matter, in my opinion. Living in the States added a lot of stress to my life, and I'm definitely not stressed anymore. If I have stress here, I don't know what it is. I'd have to think about it. I don't really know. Yeah, how much does it cost for you to get to the U.S. to the Philippines? Mayong Muto. Amping. It depends on where you live. It's going to determine, obviously. I mean, I can give you an example of my most recent trip back here to the Philippines in June. Although I didn't wait very long to purchase my ticket. The ideal way is to, know in advance when you plan to travel. Obviously, it's cheaper. But I did it kind of within, I don't even know if it was 2 months. But I did one way from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania to the Philippines. And it was between $800 and $900 one way, which is probably a lot. But again, I kind of waited to the last minute because I wasn't sure exactly when I was coming back. And I wanted to get back to the Philippines, and I just didn't care. But, that went from Harrisburg to Atlanta, Georgia, the whole way directly to Korea, then from Korea to Cebu, Philippines, spent the night there, and then got up the next morning and flew from Cebu to Dumaguete, and then I'm here. Yeah, there you go. One-way ticket from Los Angeles, $679. So, I mean, I guess that's not too bad considering I flew from Pennsylvania and it was between $800 and $900, something like that. I don't remember exactly, somewhere in that ballpark. But yeah, it was only one way because I knew I was coming. And again, the longer you wait to plan your trip, the better, the less expensive it'll be. But again, I appreciate you guys all being here, guys and girls, men, women, ladies, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here with me in my live stream. This is an everyday thing for me for the most part. Most of the time I take Sundays off just to give myself the live stream overload break and just walk without doing anything, listening to music. Sometimes I take a Saturday, it just depends. Or if I go on a trip, then obviously you won't see me at all. How do you get your Cool Cat says, how do you get your income? My current income right now, basically my pension and savings. That's it. And anything which is very little from YouTube. That's it. That's basically my source of income. Retirement, pension, and savings. And if I were living in the United States, I could not live on what I'm living on here. I'd still be working in the US, still doing the same grind and planning for an unknown future, many, many years from my current age right now, which I'm 55 right now. So, yeah, I made the decision once I realized I could live here and be happy with my income. And yeah, I started it early. I didn't want to do it anymore, and I'm perfectly... Now, that wasn't the main reason I chose to come here. Anybody that knows me, I've said this multiple times before. I didn't come to the Philippines because I knew right away it was cost less for rentals and stuff like that. I wasn't even aware of that. I was just looking for my future after 55 to retire, to find some warm weather, island, ocean, tropical place somewhere else, and Philippines is what came up. Use hopper and skip lag. How much do you live on? I don't like to share exactly how much money I have, but like I'll just give you a little example. My apartment, I just recently did a video. Not that anybody cares to see my face, but I recently did a video. If you go to my channel and you check videos, I did an apartment tour because a lot of people ask me to show my apartment, what it's like, how much it costs, just to give everybody an idea. It's very small. That's what I prefer. I don't want I'm not here to live in my apartment and be entertained in a house like I was in the US. That's not important to me anymore. I just want to be able to sleep, shower, air condition, cook my meals, has good security, swimming pool, gym. But if you watch the video, it'll give you a good idea. And yes, you can find less expensive than mine. I took it out of convenience and the amenities of the pool and the gym. But again, there's somebody that could say, hey, you can find this same thing, just as nice, modern style apartment, cheaper, less money. That's out there. I just picked what I'm familiar with. That's not to say I'm always looking, exploring everywhere I walk. You see new apartments being built everywhere. Now, do they all have a pool? No. Do they all have a gym? No. So any of those things, if you're interested in, you might have to just pay, going to a public pool, I guess. But I just like the convenience of where I'm at. It's located just outside, like 1.5 miles from the center of the city is where I live. It works perfect for me, and that's why I live where I live. So anybody who wants to see my apartment video, watch that. It's 24,000 pesos, Philippine pesos per month, which is equivalent to around $400 a month right now. Some people who are more knowledgeable would know, hey, that apartment's similar to that, and maybe the US would cost twice as much, 3 times as much. I don't know. I'm sure it would cost more though. How are you treated by locals? Are they friendly? No. They're the best. That's the best part. That's the best part about living in the Philippines for me, is the people. People always ask me, what are your favorite things about the Philippines? It's the people, first and foremost. They're so nice, so welcoming, I've never experienced anything like it. They're eager to get to know me. And the best part is, if you say hello to somebody, not only just say hi, but if you say hi in their language, they even respect that and appreciate that even more. So yeah, it's all about the people for me living here, especially, specifically Dumaguete, Philippines. That's the best part I love. I had a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom apartment in Iloilo for $370, no credit check. Exactly, yeah, they don't do a credit check, and it depends on the owner too. Like my owner of the unit where I'm at, they don't require, I didn't have to do a lease agreement like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. I'm basically going month to month. I kind of dictated my own terms for the security deposit. Sometimes some people ask for 1 month rent, 2 months rent. It just depends. I offered her, I said, hey, I'll just give you 12,000 pesos, half of what my rent is. And she was perfectly fine with that. She's a great owner, her and her husband. They've been great. It's furnished as well. That's another thing. I didn't move into an empty apartment. It's furnished. That's important to me because if I ever want to move, I don't want to have to worry about furniture. I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff and have to get rid of it or sell it or whatever. I don't want that. I don't want that problem, issue, you know, when I move. But the people are great. Like back to what you were asking. Yung Muto, how are you, my friend? Happy Wednesday. Amping. Hey. Old West says, do you pay monthly with cash for things or do you use credit cards there? Did you get a local bank set up? I don't have a local bank set up. That I have not set up because I was just, you know, kind of doing it with cash and stuff. I had brought cash with me from the US, currency exchange. Like, so when we pay the apartment, you could use Gcash. A lot of people use that. Or I simply just pay cash. I just give 24,000. She'll meet me at the apartment or whatever, and just pay cash right to her, 24,000. And then when she comes to get pay for the electric and the water, it's the same thing. I just pay cash, and it's easy for me. Well, yeah. See, Master Oracle says he uses credit cards. Now, if I do use a credit card, whoops, sorry about that. It's loud. I use my Apple card. I have an Apple card, either the physical or digital card, because you get 1 to 3% every time you use that card, and then I just pay off right away if I just want to use it. Sometimes if you go somewhere, they take cards, but they might not have change. So if they don't have change, then you might have to use a card if they accept cards. So that does happen sometimes. If you give them like too much, like 1,000 peso or a 500 peso bill, sometimes they just don't have change for it. Michael Pupko says, where is this, please? Dumaguete, Philippines. That's where I'm at, Dumaguete, Philippines. Why would anyone be compelled to worry about anything? Jason asks, is there little to no crime? I mean, every place in the world has some sort of crime. Am I seeing it or exposed to it or aware of any, really? Not really. Mayong hapon. I mean, I feel perfectly, you know, safe here. I never have issues, never feel uncomfortable. I always feel safe. I'm aware of my surroundings like anybody would be. But I never, you know, feel uncomfortable. Everybody's really nice to me. Oops, sorry, trying to flip this. Hello, Kamisha, watching from Kingston, Jamaica. Do you speak their language in the Philippines? Kamisha Walters, I speak some Bisaya, their language. Very little, the basics. You know, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're welcome, thank you. Take care. All those I can convert to Bisaya, but I'm learning more and more and more each and every day. That was my New Year's resolution, actually, to learn more of the local language. Now that I know I'm going to be staying here in Bisaya or in Dumaguete for a while, I wanted to strictly learn Bisaya, the Bisayan language here. And they appreciate it. That's a big part of embracing the culture. That's why I like walking amongst the people in the city and stuff. It's a lot more fun. Makes my walks enjoyable. Melina says, Melina from Enfield, Connecticut. Welcome from Connecticut. Please stay warm, Melina. I'm sure it's cold. I'm from Pennsylvania, and I remember what winters were like in Pennsylvania. Cold. Miss Stacy, 1975, says, hi from Florida. How cool. Thank you for sharing. No problem. I enjoy sharing. I want people to realize that there's other places and other cultures and countries that you can visit if you've never done it. And I'm so happy here. Like, I truly enjoy just meeting the people here, saying hello and just embracing the culture, seeing how different countries live and how they survive. And overall, everybody's happy here. That's like the biggest thing. I see more happiness here in the Philippines than I see back home in the States, unfortunately. But there's just more happiness here. It's almost like having less is having more, if that makes sense. Miss Stacy says, I subscribed a few days ago. Well, Miss Stacy, I greatly appreciate that. It's people like you and others that, you know, this is what makes my channel grow, obviously, but I truly enjoy meeting people. through YouTube, obviously, and just sharing a simple walk. You know, this is what I walk every day anyway. I'm going to go down towards the water if anybody cares, just to show you, because I started there, but I like to kind of zigzag all over the place. And maybe I can take you through this park real quick. There's a Quaison Park across the street. There's not a lot of people here right now because most of the people show up later at this park when it gets darker and the sun's not out. But they play pickleball here. They do their Zumba dancing. This is just a small little park, but it's Quaison Park. Obviously, there's pigeons. Maybe I'll get pooped on. But I'm going to take you guys towards the ocean again, just to show you how nice and quick it is. You can be right in the city, and within minutes, you're right by the ocean. Lynn Angel says, hello, Michael. Good to see you. What part of... Che is from... her province is Ayungin Mabato. Mabato Ayungin. She lives like northwest of here. That's her home province. Although she's here with me, her home province takes about 3 hours or so by bus, a little more. Sometimes we go to Mabinai, which is like an hour and away from her province, and her sister will pick us up on the motorbike, and then we'll have 3 people on a motorbike traveling over the beautiful mountains to Mabato. Yeah, happy poop, exactly. A happy poop. Ruben asks, you are not worried about earthquake, tsunami? No, you know what? There's natural disasters all over, wherever, no matter where you live. I mean, some people experience tornadoes, some people experience earthquakes, flooding. I mean, I just can't worry about things that I can't control. I'm just blessed to wake up every day, and whatever transpires throughout the day, that's just the way it's meant to be. I'm cautious and do your best you can, but some things are just, I don't know, unavoidable, wrong place, wrong time situation. So Dr. Red Talker says, hey Mike, you'll feel warmer knowing that it's 15 degrees in Maryland. Oh, wow. So your hometown is probably colder. Yeah, Pennsylvania, you're north of Maryland, so yeah, I'm sure it's colder. I don't miss that stuff. Like I said, the last time I went home was March of 2025, and it was still cold there after being in the Philippines for 7-8 months. And my blood, I'm becoming Filipino here. So yeah, that cold in March, Pennsylvania, that was just like too much. My skin dried up. I'm so used to having like the moisture and the humidity. Oh yeah, it was definitely like a culture shock when I went back to the States. Sweet Caroline says 8 in New York City right now. Damn, that's just so cold. I don't miss 8 degrees. I don't miss, I think, sometimes I wonder, what would be a nice little cool breeze? 65 to 70 would be good enough, but this is the water. And I apologize if it's windy. And anybody, I always ask this real quick. If you haven't given me a thumbs up or a like, I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. That above all means the most to me, and it just simply helps my channel grow. But Cemetery, all right, hold on, you're not invisible, hold on. Okay, looks like I'm trying to find, it's very hard. Again, I apologize, I can't see all these comments. There's too many for me to walk and talk. I'm trying to find you where you said anything. Cemetery, you're not invisible. It's just very difficult, and I apologize. I see a Michael Nichols from Chicago. I've never been to Manila yet. Cemetery says, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, I'm good, Cemetery, or Cemetery. Maybe it's Cemetery 76. So you're not invisible. Again, if it's better there than America, might want to think about moving there permanently. Think of the rights America is and be happy the Philippines has to offer. Yeah, I'm happy. Like I said, I love my country, but this is my home away from home right now. I wanted to experience different cultures, different countries, and obviously the Philippines has over 7,000 islands. So I wanted to do it, and that's why I'm here. I mean, I'm not going to live forever, so you got to kind of do things while you still can. And no, Rick Kuntz, this is Dumaguete, Philippines. This is Dumaguete, not the Bahamas. Much further away than the Bahamas. I'm half from where I live in Pennsylvania. I'd say this is halfway around the world. Canada, Vern says hi from Canada. Rick says nice. And nice view, says Mariel. Sir, watching from the Philippines. God bless. God bless you too. And again, I'm just going to say, I apologize if I don't see all the comments, read them all. It's very hard for me to walk, pay attention to where I'm going, read this, try to stay caught up. I'm just not a machine. I'm not a human computer. I'm blessed and thankful that there's so many people here. But trust me, I don't try to ignore or miss comments or questions. It's just a little overwhelming and a blessing for me. Sorry about the wind. All right, let me flip off of me. Like I said, that yellow yacht there has been sitting there for months. And there's the port. And then over there, it's really windy here. And again, you guys probably, I don't know if you can hear me or not. Yeah, it's a little choppy, Dr. Red Taco. It's a little choppy. It's definitely, it feels good to me. Fortune, Dumaguete, Negros Oriental. Yes. Birkin Tafior says, trust you. Wolfgang says, hello, Michael. Good to see you as well. Birkin Tafior says, believe in you. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Like I said, you got that stray dark cloud, but I don't foresee any rain. All right, loud and clear. Thank you. Like I said, it's hit or miss. Sometimes I don't think the wind's bad, and then people are leaving me comments saying it's too loud. They can't hear me. But Charisse, where in the world? Hi, Michael and Shay. It's been a minute. Charisse, I've wondered about you. Washington State. I was like, where is Charisse at? But I know you guys all have lives and better things to do. Bill Meyer says, put a sponge over Mike, cuts out the wind. Yeah, or I just wear my microphone that I have. I typically don't bring it, but now that I have a backpack on, I guess I could bring it and wear it. It would definitely help. But thank you, Bill Meyer. Rick Kuntz says, enjoy, brother. Yes, I enjoy it. Vietnam Weed says, could I live off of $4,600 a month there? Yeah, you'd live very well off of 4,600 USD. You would live very, 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 very well. And I'm sure Fortune could tell you what he thinks 4,600 could bring you in the Philippines. Yeah, there you go. Neil's even said it. You could live like a king. 4,600. No doubt. Oh, Cherie said she had my kids down for a visit from Canada. Well, that's good. That's much more important anyway than hanging out in a walk-in live stream in the Philippines. But I appreciate you being here now. That means a lot. Cool Cat says, could I survive with 1,400? Yes, you could survive. You could survive. You would be fine. You wouldn't be living like a king, but let's just get that understanding. King is like, yeah, eating out every day, just spending money. Like, you could be very, yeah, you could just spend money and really not even think about it here in the Philippines, in my opinion. Or like Fortune said, yeah, save the extra for healthcare. Ed Tribu says 14 degrees in Beverly, Massachusetts. Lucky you. Yeah, I'm blessed to be here. Fortunate. I prefer the warm weather. That's why I always looked into the Philippines from the beginning. I was not interested in winter season in the northern states anymore. I had enough. If I was still in the States, I definitely would want to live in Florida. I did live there for about 2 years. But again, if I was still living in the States, I'd still be working. Hey, Ted, T-Lex says, sup, Mike, hello. How you doing, Ted? Preppy Girl says, Mabuhay. Bip says, it's 5 degrees in Stafford Springs, Connecticut. Man. And that's the nice thing. I've experienced every temperature, maybe not the coldest of the cold, but I've experienced 20 below zero, sometimes with wind chill thrown in there. So I'm sure some of you guys or gals have experienced even colder weather than that. But that's the nice thing. I've experienced very hot and very cold, somewhere in between. I prefer sweating my butt off versus freezing my butt off. T-Lex says, how's your day going, bro? It's going great. It's always great. I wake up just so excited. I don't know how to explain it. Kid in a candy store, whatever it may be, simply just going for a walk, meeting people, getting a cup of coffee somewhere along the way, or coconut water, and I'm good. No stress, none of that stuff. Fortune says their December was $1,200 because of the Christmas season. They traveled to Iloilo and spent $500 extra to celebrate the new year. Yeah, there you go. Vietnam Weed says, what city is the safest? I mean, I haven't lived in that many cities. I can only speak for Dumaguete and Bacolod, and I feel fine here. I mean, I don't think anywhere in the world, I always say this, is not the safest place in the world. You know, I mean, I think everybody's obviously, unfortunately, crime and whatever else, no matter where you live in the world. But I always feel perfectly safe here in the Philippines. I have not had any issues whatsoever. T-Lex says Davao is the safest. See, there you go. There's somebody, you know, I'm perfectly fine here though. Like depends on how you define safe. Yes, as you can see, there's no street lights here, and it works here though. People just know how to yield, and yes, there are accidents from time to time, but I don't really see that many. Hey, Mayung Mutto. What do you want? Mayung Mutto. What? Oh, you on my channel? It's Castaway YouTube. Because a lot of people go to Facebook. Just put Castaway, you know, C-A-S-T. Castaway. Yeah, C-A-S-T-A-W-A-Y space drift. D-R-I-F-T. Castaway Drift.
That one?
Yeah, that looks right. I can't see.
Castaway Drift.
Yep. Castaway Drift. D-R-I-F-T.
Yes.
Yep, then hit enter.
Yes.
And then,
Okay.
Okay.
wait, nako ilon.
Okay, ikaw na.
They're gonna trying to find it.
It's so hot.
Yeah, it is too hot. Get in the shade. Yeah, I had a shirt, Sweet Caroline, but my shirt that says Castaway Drift, I have two of them, they were dirty. So I had to get them washed. So I just have a regular shirt on. But they're trying to find it.
Okay.
You find it?
Ah,
Yeah, there it is. That's it. There you go.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Yes. Amping. Have a good day. Bye. See you. All right. Yeah, Fortune, and that's why I tell everybody, I explain this over and over again. When you embrace the culture and you're simply just nice, and that's the way I was raised. You know, my parents did a very good job. Sorry, that's loud. Did a very good job, you know, raising me. But it's just common decency, you know? And if you're nice to people here, in my experience in Dumaguete, Philippines, they will shower you with love. They will embrace you. They will treat you like family. And it makes them happy, and it puts a smile on their face. And to me, that's priceless. That's the best thing that I love about the Philippines, specifically here in Dumaguete. Thank you, Fortune. Mike is friendly. Yeah, of course. It's like, that's how you learn things about a culture. You know, I got invited, like I mentioned, you know, Philippine family, their child was getting baptized, and then they had a baptism party afterwards, celebrating the christening. I mean, I never got to experience anything like that here in the Philippines. They treat me like family. And they always say that, you're family to us, Michael, you're family. That's so humbling. I mean, that means more to me than anything. And it's all about the people. I wouldn't be here probably as I am if it weren't for the people. That's why I enjoy being here. Yeah, I call you a walkie-talkie. Yeah, basically, to an extent, you could say that. I'm like a walkie-talkie. Sometimes you say Inggit Tagalog or Halong. Two Eno says, hey bro, welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. That's where we're at. Walking in the city of Dumaguete, getting my exercise in, and also sharing with you everything that I see. The wonderful people of Dumaguete, Philippines, their everyday life, surviving and being happy. You can't be feeling too superior because they will think you're arrogant, but if you are approachable, they will be friendly. Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. I really don't approach anybody really. They just say hi to me. Mayong hapon. Hello. Amping. Mayong hapon. Amping. And like I said, there's a prime example of it right there. You just be friendly. I always have a smile on my face too, so I guess it's like makes it easier, me more approachable. But I'm always happy here, thankful, and they're so friendly and so nice. Yeah, it's great. T-Lex says Filipinos are very friendly and approachable. Yes, they are. They're amazing. They're wonderful, loving, caring, welcoming people. Uh, 1982 says hello. Rick Kuhn says sounds great. Most of the people there already know Mike's daily walks. Yeah, I'd say they're very familiar with me more and more each and every day. Again, it's just a humbling experience. And that's what makes it great for me. The best thing about being here is just the people. Over and over, I say it again, but that's why I love it here. Is there English-speaking TV channels, says Vietnam Weed? I don't really watch TV. I'd have to ask my Filipina girlfriend that question. I don't watch TV. I don't have time for TV. I'm not really interested in it. Once in a while, occasionally, I'll stream something, but that's rare. Very, very rare. AquaQuest says McDonald's. Let me go back down to the bottom. Bruce said 100th like. Thank you so much. That's all really the best thing about my live streams, you know. You guys coming in here and supporting me, enjoying yourselves. And yeah, the likes mean a lot to me. That helps my channel a lot. How long, Cute Wawa says, how long have you been living there? Breakdown, I'll tell you. Came here in July of 2024. Was only supposed to stay for 2 months. I liked it so much I extended because I was able to. I had time and financially I could stay here. So I ended up extending here from July of 2024 to March 17th of 2025. Then I flew back to the States, sold my car, took care of some other things, set up my pension, and came back here June 12th, arrived like the 13th. And yeah, I've been here well over a year total in the Philippines. Split time, not even time, but I lived in Dumaguete, where I'm at now, and I also lived in Bacolod. Jesus Graciano said, are you planning on getting married? I'm not planning on anything right now. I have a girlfriend, but we don't talk about marriage. I want to take my time. I'm in no rush, you know. It takes time to get to know people, and honestly, when I feel that that's what I want to do, then that'll happen. I don't really think about it. You've been in Pampanga, Clark. I'm from there. I haven't been there. Cute Wawas. I haven't been there. Someone says 709 says don't. Yeah, that's the furthest thing from my mind right now. That, or people say potentially having children. I'm not even thinking about that. Christy or Christo or Christopher Haley says, I have a friend leaving February 2nd to the Philippines, not sure where he heading, what city. Well, I always tell people, if you ever have a chance to stop by Dumaguete, say hello, go for a walk with me, or join me for a cup of coffee. I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke, but you can drink or smoke if that's what you're into. But me, you know, sharing some good conversation and get a drink. I get coffee, coconut water, something like that. I always bring people back down to the water just because it's nice down here and it feels good. But that's the port there. There's the ocean jet. That's the fast boat. You can get from the port clear over to Siquijor Island over there in 30 to 40 minutes. And then there's so many places to visit on Siquijor. I've only been to like a couple waterfalls and Little Boracay Beach over there, which resembles Boracay. Apparently, I've never been to the real Boracay. Then it's 1 hour ferry away from Cebu or Siquijor Islands, more R&R. Yeah, like so, I've been told if you take a boat from here to Bohol, you can get to Bohol in 2 hours. There's the famous Dumaguete sign. They updated the sign. It got the other ones, I don't know how old it was, but this one lights up really nice. Cute Wawa says, I've heard lots of foreigners in Dumaguete. Yeah, it's what you define as a lot. It doesn't bother me. Obviously foreigners, you know, if they wouldn't be here if they didn't enjoy it. So like, I can't blame them for coming here. Rick says, God bless you. Fortune says, expats go at night, not like Michael. Yeah, I'm always in the heat of the moment. Yeah, the hottest time of the day, which I'm gonna swing up this other side street. Like I said, you got coffee shops everywhere. Bo's Coffee is there. I've tried Bo's Coffee before, but I'm not the biggest fan. It's okay. It's a little expensive by Philippine standards. I don't think it's the best coffee I've had. I think you can find some real good quality coffee that's a little less expensive. You start to get smart here. You start, you know, implementing the Filipino peso. Because when I first came here, you know, all you think is USD, value of USD, and you're like seeing, wow, that's so cheap compared to the US. Wow, that's so cheap. But then your Filipino starts telling you, Michael, that's too expensive. So you begin to adopt the Philippine mindset of what's considered expensive here. So you get smarter with your money. You save on top of saving what you can. You just don't throw it around. And for me, like I always tell people, I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. So I have to, like, you know, be smart, budget. And I'm only 55, so I'm not getting Social Security or any of that yet. That's 7 years away from me. So yeah, I just got to be smart, which I am. I'm not worried. I've always been good about budgeting money for the most part. Living and learning too. You know, I've made mistakes as well, buying too much stuff. I don't like to say it's all junk, but just buying too many materialistic things and getting carried away. I realized that after I moved and sold my house and stuff. I couldn't believe how much stuff, unnecessary stuff I had. And now I have a small little closet worth at my parents' house of anything that has any value, or some little bit of clothes, not much. I got rid of everything. I can go a whole day and not see a single foreigner unless you go to Robinson's Mall. Yeah. And that's, like I said, it's nothing against other foreigners either. I kind of like being in a country where I'm the minority. I actually like it. It's just a uniqueness feeling, a special feeling. It's like, wow, I'm halfway around the world and, engulfed and like immersed in a different culture. I think it's awesome. Sometimes you don't even realize, you think you're dreaming sometimes. You don't even realize I just bought a plane ticket one day and just flew over here and did it. And once you get over that fear, and I was a little nervous and overwhelmed about going so far away, but I don't know, once you lock in and get that ticket and then you're here, it's like, you're like, this isn't so bad. It's actually really nice. David Golden Eagles, he's here, says, except me, almost no Americans in the province, which is true. Do you get overcharged in the Philippines? Says Jesus Garcia. You mean overcharged as far as, I guess, what? I mean, I guess you can get an overcharge for some things. Like if you go to the one store that imports stuff that a lot of foreigners go to find their certain things they like back home in Western society, maybe that's a little more expensive, but that's just because it's imported. I don't think it's like that big of a deal. Like, I don't know. The only thing I buy at this place called Belchris is beef patties or certain sausage and stuff like that, or Grey Poupon mustard, certain things that you're just not going to find in Robinson's grocery store. Although in Bacolod, the Metro grocery store, you could find, actually I found some stuff like Bragg's, the vinegar, apple cider vinegar. Like, I was surprised to find certain things like that over here. Day in English says, I traveled from Cebu to Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the last couple of days. It went from, I won it from 90 degrees Fahrenheit to 0. Yeah, I don't envy that. I have friends, and before I forget, I want to give a shout out to my two friends, Miles, who's a Filipina, her husband, Brad, who's American. They live in the U.S., but they recently came to the Philippines for Christmas and New Year's vacation. Well, Miles was a subscriber of mine on my channel, and we became friends, Miles and her husband, and I got to meet them when they made a stop here in Dumaguete. And I just wanted to shout them out because that's so humbling when people come here to the Philippines and they want to meet me or Che, my girlfriend, and it was special. It was too short of a meeting, but the fact that they did it and what made sure to stop here in Dumaguete prior to going to Siquijor was such a nice and blessed kind of thing to happen to me. So I wanted to shout Miles and Brad out. I'm not sure if they're on the live stream, but today's their last full day, and they're in Manila now. Today's their last day, and then they go back to the States. Hold on. T-Lex says, holidays in the Philippines is number one. Nice of your friends to meet up with you. Yeah, that's what I said. You meet so many amazing people through YouTube, and then Miles is she called me her brother. That was what was so humbling. She called me her brother from another. She considers me her brother now, and she's like a sister to me now. And that's a bond that will never be broken. But I'm going to miss them. I look forward to when they come back. I'm going to go towards the coconut water place. Derek Stepp says, aloha from Hawaii. Thank you for being here, Derek. But yeah, it's very humbling when people come from United States or wherever and they connect with you on YouTube, and then they go through with it and they meet up with you. That's just, it's a blessing. It's very humbling to meet people through the YouTube channel. Eric says, friends there will treat me ice cream, etc. if I buy dinner. Most are humble. They're all very, just people are nice. They're great here. Can't say enough. Che is here, says, how are you doing, Fortune? Mike and Glad. Mike is ultra high. Milk is ultra, I thought he said Mike. Milk is ultra high pasteurization in stores at room temperature until opened. Fortune says, AM, good Che, did you eat? Enjoy your birthday. Dr. Reg Taco says, practice new greeting, Mayung Hapon, subscribe in Bisaya. Yeah, I don't usually go out of my way to get people to subscribe. They typically ask. I just kind of just wait and, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. I don't know. I'm just not like that, kind of not comfortable just saying hello and then, hey, by the way, subscribe to my channel. But I get what you mean. It's all good. Yeah, my favorite milk is raw milk. That's the best milk to drink, in my opinion. Not pasteurized. It removes everything that's good for you in it, and then it's gone. But I'm gonna go get my coconut water. Philip says, glad. Hey, Philip, nice to see you here. Sorry if I didn't notice you. Glad to see you doing your thing. Have a great afternoon. Philip, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate your support as well as everybody else. I greatly appreciate it. Hope everything's doing well with you also. I'm headed to get my water. It's that time. Dr. Red Taco says, have you seen Scrapple over there? Someone else asked me that a while ago about Scrapple. I haven't seen it, but I can't honestly say I haven't really looked for it either. But yeah, I think I even asked somebody if they had Scrapple here, and they didn't even know what Scrapple was. At least calling it Scrapple. If they have it, maybe they call it something different. Joe says, get a big gulp. Yeah, I'm gonna go for some natural coconut water, fresh coconut. I don't drink soda or anything like that. So going to 7-Eleven wouldn't be my first choice. But yeah, I'm gonna go get a big gulp of water. It's fun too. The guys here that work at this fresh coconut stand, they're super nice. Yeah, it is lovely. 35 pesos, which I think someone said 35 pesos for one coconut chopped open. You'll see it here shortly. It's not far. I think 35 pesos was equivalent to 75 cents. Maybe somebody recently said. Hartley Robbins says, if I were there, you'd be in heaven. Yeah. I'm happy. That's like the most important thing for me here every day is just and putting myself within the city, embracing the culture and the people. I love it. I wish you could send me some of that beautiful weather. 2 degrees in Ohio. Yeah, I wish I could send it to you also. But you know what? The best I can do is give it to you in video. Mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. The best thing I can do is just show you this, like I said. But you got being here, there's no comparison. It's super nice here. What's the US dollar difference? I think the last I saw it was 59.4 Philippine pesos to every dollar. So I would guess based off of that, coconut water is like 35 or 75 cents, if I have that correctly. Our vehicle's reasonable here. Oh, 59 cents. All right, there you go. Thank you, Jora Tuber. Our vehicle is reasonable there. You mean reasonable in price? I guess if that's what you're referring to. My source of travel, thank you. Mayong hapon. My source of travel is Shoe Leather Express, my feet. But I mean, like if you want to get a tricycle, if I wanted to take a tricycle right now back to my apartment, it would be like 20 pesos. That's it. Not very expensive. Sunny Boy says price. Price of, I don't know what he means. Price of what? Trucks. Oh, maybe Fortune could tell you how much a truck costs here. I don't know anything about prices of trucks because I'm just not interested because I don't want one or need one right now. But maybe Fortune can answer that question for you. 22,000 USD for a 2026 crossover like a Hyundai Santa Fe. Thank you for that info, Jora Tuber. Bewitch says, wow, that's a lot of walking. Yeah, I do 10 miles a day. Now, I don't get all the 10 miles done within my live stream. I typically walk a lot faster. But I get to, knock out a good chunk of it here. But this is my coconut place. Now I can get some water. I don't know what they're doing, some construction. I don't know if I need to go to the other window. Do you ever think about buying a motorbike? Sometimes Epic Labs, but not really. I don't know if anybody... Coconut water? Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. There's my young hapon. See here, he's getting my coconut water. Anthony Rivas, hello from Los Angeles, California. Welcome. Sorry about the loud noise. He's doing some construction there. Yeah, when I go to the grocery store, sometimes I get a tricycle. There's the 35. But yeah, I walk everywhere. Sometimes even if I get a grocery bag, I'll carry that too. I just walk. But yeah, if I have a lot, then maybe a tricycle. Oh, I give too much. Hold on. Thank you. Oh, now that's a big coconut. Like this is big. That is a big coconut. Never drink the water, and that includes ice too. Yeah, Mike and Glad. This is what I drink the majority of. Just the coconut water. Yeah, that was like a machete. Yeah, they gotta get the meat out of there. Yeah, I have them chop it open and then I take the coconut meat home with me. So yeah, Jora Tuber, you're exactly right. Tony Cheek, I save the meat for later. I'm not that hungry right now, but I take it home in a bag. Brian says, need some rum, vodka, and tequila. Maria Chapa says, hello. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines, Maria. Dumaguete, Philippines. Taking a coconut water break right now. No, not Atlantic City, New Jersey. There would be daylight there, I guess. Sweet Caroline, sometimes you see people directing traffic. That does happen at certain parts, like you said, rush hour. That does happen. Yeah, they'll occasionally have someone directing because it does get really tight at times. But like I said, it always works. They always work it out here. Bewitched, how long have you been here? Total, because I've been back and forth to the United States twice, like 15, 16 months now. Now I'm gonna have them cut out the meat. Some people just get the coconut water in a bag. They take it with them. Epic Labs, that's funny. Richard Bro says you want Vietnam girlfriend. Well, I'm in the Dumaguete, Philippines. I have a Filipina girlfriend here. Yeah, Fortune, that's exact. It's organized chaos, but I like it. Like I said, I wouldn't have it any other way. It just gives off the good energy and vibe. I enjoy it. I gotta get him to cut this open. Mayong hapon. And then he can give me the meat. And this. The other thing. Yeah. See, he scraped it out. Yeah, I like it when he shreds it up. Who does the grocery shopping? I used to do it, Rick Wallace, but Che, my girlfriend, does it more now. Especially when she goes to the public market. She's better at negotiating than I am. Much better at negotiating as a Filipina versus me being a foreigner. I need Gillette to sponsor. Yeah, Sula. Hello, Sula. Hey, thank you. Thank you. See you. Thank you. Amping. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, Sula. It's tough with Che, like I said. She's been actually busy with a couple of her friends, you know. They do swimming at the pool. She keeps herself busy. Sometimes she'll find me walking out and about doing my live streams. She finds me from time to time, but she just doesn't walk as much as I do. But she does get up in the mornings for the sunrise, and she walks down the boulevard with another one of her girlfriend's friends, and that works for her. But yeah, this is more my thing on the live streams. This is more just me implementing this into my walks. But she's good. She makes it, like I said, she makes an appearance every so often. You know, I'll run into her while I'm out and about. She finds me. But yeah, like I said, that was her New Year's resolution. She's like, Mayong hapon. She gets up in the mornings now almost just about every day consecutively. 5 a.m. gets to the boulevard in time for the sunrise and does her walking. It's good for her and very impressive. You know, she's young. She needs to exercise. Do it now and build on that for the rest of your life. There's Che. See, there she is. Che, everybody's asking about you. Wasula's asking. I don't see Che. I don't see Che anymore. Mayong hapon. Amping. All right, where am I gonna go next? I keep going straight. Bewitched says, where? Are you asking where I'm at? Dumaguete, Philippines. Big P asked if Che works. No, she does not work. On occasion, she'll help some friends out, babysitting their I don't know, 1-year-old, maybe 2-year-old. Her work consists of, she does all the cooking. I love to cook and I always used to cook, but she likes to do it. You know, she takes care of that, little things, you know, shopping and whatever, and that's fine. Let me see. We got Prabha with all the hearts. Che says, but Bisaya or Tagalog version, something. Brian says, yep, I just have all shopping, haggling, organizing up to Emily. Yeah, that's what I do, Brian. I leave that up to her. The haggling, going to the public market, she's going to get the better, she'll get the better deal, you know, than me. Plus, it gives her something to do. That's a big part of it also. She needs to keep herself busy. That's why it was a big deal for me to like have her start, you know, spending time with friends that were available to hang out with. She needs to do that. Yeah, I don't see many jeepneys. Occasionally there's one right there, but I saw more jeepneys in Bacolod than I see here in Dumaguete. It's more just like the bigger tricycles here in Dumaguete. Now in Bacolod they have like real Mayung Hapon. In Bacolod they have the really small tricycle. They're like a little baby like carriage. You can hardly, like me and Che in that tricycle in Bacolod was so small. It's not very comfortable at all for someone like me. It's very tiny. My girlfriend is 24 years old, Big P. 24. She just celebrated her birthday actually last Friday. There you go. I'm 24 young. Buses for other towns or provinces to province or even island to island. What did you guys do for her birthday? We went out to dinner, Cool Cat. We went out to our favorite restaurant, which I talk about a lot, is Astoria, E-S-T-U-R-Y-A, Astoria. Favorite restaurant. Mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. I'm good. Amping. Where am I? United States. Pennsylvania. Oh, you want to say hello? Thank you very much. Amping. Yeah, he wanted to say hello. He said, welcome to Dumaguete. Where in how y'all meet? Night, we actually met on Facebook. While I was here in Dumaguete, we met on Facebook. It's like a small world here in the Philippines, but we met on Facebook. She liked one of my photos, and then I saw that she liked my photo, so then I liked her. We kind of played tag liking each other's photos, and then I eventually sent her a message, and then we ended up, talking a little bit, and then we met, and I guess the rest is history. But yeah, I met her here while I was in the Philippines, but on Facebook. But yeah, we went to Astoria, Cool Cat. The restaurant is very good. How do you spell your city in Philippines where you live? Dumaguete. D-U-M-A, Duma, D-U-M-A-G-U-E-T-E. That's Dumaguete. Kim Warren says, I guess I need to give Facebook a try. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. And like I said, people always ask me what way do I think is the best way for someone to meet somebody. I'd say being here, not that you can't meet online and be in a long distance relationship getting to know somebody, but I just think it's probably better to get to know the person here. Boots on the ground, as people would say. That's what I would recommend, just like being here. Fortune says Boracay is an island consisting of 3 barangays in the town of Malay in Aklan province. Hey, Stone Cold, I just wanted to say hello. Not that I didn't notice you. Hello, Stone Cold. Thank you for being here. Vietnam Weed says, is there Mexican food here? There is one place that I know of that has Mexican food. I've never been there yet, but it's funny that you asked that because Mexican food is my favorite food. Second would probably, don't get me wrong, I love Philippine food too, but if you're asking me my favorite go-to food that I always preferred, especially back in the States, that was Mexican food. But if I ever do go to this Mexican place, I'll definitely have to let you guys know about it, how good it is. But there is one that I know of but I've never really looked here in Dumaguete. I heard Gino been sick. Oh, so that explains why he's not on there. Derek, thank you for letting me know that. I was thinking maybe Gino went away somewhere or something like that. Usually I watch him every morning as often as I can, but he's like my go-to morning live stream. So now that maybe explains it. I didn't realize he was sick. I'll have to send him a message on Facebook Messenger just to let him know. I hope he feels better. That explains it, because I was like, did he go away somewhere? Because he live streams like every day. What is Philippine food? Well, chicken adobo, that would be Philippine. That's like my favorite. Basically, it's like chicken with like a soy sauce and however else Che prepares it. I've never cooked Philippine food. I can cook, but I've never cooked that. I let her handle that. I'm sure she's better at it than me anyway. I asked my brother-in-law once, and he said around 500K in high season. Sorry for the thumbs down, SL, whatever, JKD then. Like I said, it's like watching TV, If you're scrolling through the channels on TV and you don't like something, you just change the channel. It's all good, My channel's not for everybody if that's what the thumbs down's for. But thanks for being here anyway. Chuck Wise said, hey Mike, decent Mexican food is at Casablanca on the boulevard. Now I remember seeing Casablanca, and then I'm gonna have to, all right, so that's Mexican, that's good to know. Then I'm gonna have to try that. Chuck Wise, you obviously been there and you would say it's decent, so it must be good. That's good to know. Do you know your girlfriend's family very well, says Cool Cat. Yeah, we know each other fairly well. Unfortunately, there's the language barrier. They don't speak English as well as Che does. So you kind of have that missing as far as conversation goes. But I guess whatever conversations about me are between Che and her family. I'm Pretty sure they're all positive. All right, Chuck Wise, I appreciate that. You've been there many times. So Casablanca, I don't remember the name of the other place that's kind of down. There's two melting pots in Dumaguete, and the second one that's beyond Silliman College, that's the one that near that one down from there is the Mexican restaurant I've seen. But I think I'm going to go with Casablanca first now that you mentioned that. Bewitched says good night. Well, good night, Bewitched. I appreciate you being here. Trying to see. Is beef popular there? Epic Labs, I don't know if I'd say it's popular amongst the Philippine people. Fortune, you might be able to answer that. How popular is beef here in the Philippines? I mean, I know for me and a lot of foreigners, they like beef. I'm not sure how, like Che, she kind of likes beef, but really not too much. Sometimes she's had a good burger here. I'm not talking like McDonald's. I'm talking Astoria, my favorite restaurant. They have a good burger. She's had that there and she liked it. I don't know if she particularly prefers beef over just getting Philippine food. I think she's kind of just sold on eating chicken, and she likes her sardines though. She definitely likes sardines. Chuck says, Melting Pot is awesome. Do you remember I ran into you and Che one night not too long ago? Chuck. And you introduced yourself as Chuck? You ran into us. I'm trying to think. Melting Pot is awesome. You remember I ran into you and Che one night not too long ago? Did you run into us at Melting Pot? Now you have me thinking, Chuck. I appreciate that. Oh, Chaz, now Chuck. All right, now Chaz. Yes, I know you now. I don't know you as Chuck. I know you as Chaz, but thank you, Chaz, for being here. Now I know exactly who you are. Yeah, I don't know you as Chuck. I know you as Chaz, so thanks for being here, Chaz. I hope all is well with you. Yeah, last time I ran into you was at Melting Pot. You were getting takeout. And yeah, haven't seen you since, but all is well, my friend. I'm gonna go up this way. You know, I'm happy as all can be here in the Philippines, but I appreciate you stopping by, Chaz. I was wondering, who the heck have I met named Chuck? And then when you told me Chaz, ding, 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 I knew. Sweet Caroline says they don't breed cattle there, so most beef imported, I think. Yeah, I think a lot of it is, you're probably right, imported. I don't know if I know many Philippine people that tell me like that they enjoy beef. Mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. Be back in Manila soon, says Ams. Really love your daily lives, bro. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. Hey, mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. Amping. Thank you. Mayong hapon. I just say hi to everybody. Mayong hapon. What is that? You want to say hello?
Yeah.
You want to say hello?
Hello, hi.
There you go. There you go. They wanted to say hello. It's busy here now. It's like everybody got Mayong hapon. It's like everybody got out of school or something. It's like a big parade. Mayong hapon. There's a lot of people out all of a sudden. Maybe it's like lunch break or something. I don't know. But I appreciate that, AMZ. I appreciate everybody that's here sharing in my walk live streams. Very humbling, very thankful, and blessed. Mayong hapon. Most Asian countries, beef is most expensive. Yeah, so that makes sense. Maybe that's why it's just not very popular. Mayong hapon. Miss Dimples is here. Sorry if I didn't notice you earlier, but I see you now. Mayong hapon. Halo halo is the best on a hot day. Yeah, I haven't tried that yet, believe it or not. I keep telling Che when we're out, remind me that we stop somewhere so I can try that. Is it halo halo or halo halo? I'm assuming it's halo halo. But yeah, mayong hapon. I think they let school out. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that too. It's like weird because it's 2 o'clock unless they're going to lunch. Mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. Derek says, do like Jollibee. Yeah, I've tried it twice. I'm not the biggest fan of fast food, so it doesn't matter if it's McDonald's, Jollibee, or it's called, if you go to YouTube, it's on YouTube.
Search on your.
Not Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah, well, follow you. YouTube.
Do you have YouTube?
YouTube now.
Yeah, there you go.
YouTube, yeah.
And then type in Castaway. Or you want me to do it? Okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. I'm going to try and type this in for them. They give me their phone. Castaway Drift. See, I'm trying to load it right. I'm looking up something on their phone.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not loading.
Ini signal. Loading. Loading. Why? Your brightness is so low. Dai. Break ka lang ba? Pick. Daw. Daw. Dai.
I don't know why it's not loading.
So loading? So loading. Yeah, well. Wait.
Oh, okay. Take a screenshot of the name and then look it up later.
Wait,
Oh, okay. Here.
yeah, pick. Wait.
Take a picture.
Wait. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, now. Wait a moment. 1, 2, 3. Okay,
Thank you. You're welcome. Amping.
Okay.
All right. They got it now. Thank you. Sorry about the wait. They wanted me to type in their phone my Castaway Drift. Well, that's why it's nice when I have the shirts to wear. They can just take a picture of my shirt. But I only have 2 of them and they're dirty. They need washed. All full of sweat. Kissing the Dream, hello, says, I see a tropical cyclone north of you. Yeah, I did see something. I don't think it's gonna, well, other than that dark cloud right there. For the most part, everything's good. Mayong hapon. I'm gonna go down around this street, back up around. The Mite Sparrow says, where are you? I'm in Dumaguete, Mite Sparrow. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Paulo says, do you have a scooter? No, I don't have a scooter. It's number one, I love to walk. I walk 10 miles a day. I just don't really have a use for a scooter here in the city. Now, if I would like to, I guess, travel far, like, outside the city, I would probably rent one before I'd ever own one because I would never use it. Yeah, that's what I want. I mean, it's dark, but it's weird. Like I can't tell how big the dark cloud is, but there wasn't supposed to be any rain today. But you know how sometimes storms just come out of nowhere, like a tropical like storm. But yeah, see on the other side, it looks blue down there. Here V said, bonjour, bonjour. Thank you for being here. And again, if you're new to my channel, just to introduce myself, my name is Michael from the United States, born and raised in Pennsylvania, basically all my life, with the exception of 2 years, lived in Florida, but now I'm living abroad in Dumaguete, Philippines, sharing my daily walks with each and every one of you guys, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. And if you haven't given me a thumbs up, and if you would so kindly do so, just double tap the screen and give me a like. It really helps my channel grow. I greatly appreciate it. Dimple said 5778. Yeah, I don't know what 50. Michael is a professional tsunami surfer. I don't know about that. Maybe I could be like a what do they call them? Storm chasers or something like that. If you're out walking, maybe there'll be a storm. It doesn't look like it though, because it's blue over there. It's just like a weird dark cloud. Here says I'm from Antibes. Welcome though, her VS Sat 8619. Newman says like and subscribe. Thank you, Newman 777. Polo says I heard the prices are going up again in your area. I'd say most things seem to be consistent, but Che, my girlfriend, does a lot of the grocery shopping. She hasn't mentioned to me that the prices have gone up, but maybe that would be a good question for me to ask her if she's noticed an increase in anything that we buy. We buy a lot of chicken more than anything, and then vegetables and fruit, and obviously rice, public market for a lot of stuff. Danky says I just subscribed. Thank you, Danky. Or Danksky. Dansky maybe? Where are you from, Dansky? If you don't mind saying, I always like it when people tell me where they're from. Sweet Caroline says, have I been to Valencia? Yes, I've been to Valencia. I like Valencia. Valencia is very nice. Definitely cooler because you're higher up in a mountain. It's definitely cooler. I just like being closer to the water. That's probably why. And if I lived in Valencia, I'd probably need a motorbike. Not that I wouldn't walk from Valencia, but that would just take a lot of my day up, walking to and from Valencia daily. Oh, Dan, all right, thank you, Dan. You're from Los Angeles. Well, appreciate you being here from LA. My younger brother used to live in LA many years. He's back in Pennsylvania now, but he was living in Hollywood. He was involved in film and movie production and all that kind of stuff for many years. Antibes is between Monaco and Canis, south of France. That's awesome that you're here. I appreciate you joining my live stream and just, hanging out with me while I'm walking in the Philippines. I'm gonna take one more stroll down towards the water, just in case anybody didn't see when I was near the ocean. And then, yeah. And I'm keeping my eye on this dark cloud. Hey, mayong hapon. But the air is, see, I feel some drip, it's weird. I feel some drip drops from that one dark cloud. But as you can see in the distance, it's blue. Hey, I appreciate that, Dan. I'm just gonna call you Dan. I appreciate that. Good times, great streams. Pauline Diving Deep. Man, that's a long name. Pauline. I'm just going to call you Pauline, but thank you, Pauline. Says hello. Appreciate you being here. Bill says, in Iowa, prices just went up last week. Premium gas went up by 65 cents. Even food has raised up. Can't hardly find anything under $5. Yeah. I think things are going to be a little crazy. Almost like my thinking is sometimes things have to hit rock bottom before they can bounce back up. Hopefully that's the case. I think about stuff like that, but I don't really get too caught up in it. It's too much of a distraction, and then, I just want to be as positive as I can. Some things for me in life, you just can't worry about what you can't control. To an extent, you can control things, but some other stuff, not so much. Have you been there during a typhoon? I guess it was considered a typhoon. One was supposed to come through Dumaguete, but then it basically just kind of turned into a nothing burger. It wasn't much at all. Something about Dumaguete, where the island's located, I'm learning, seems to, when storms track this way, they seem to weaken and break, because I've been told the surrounding islands protecting Dumaguete kind of break it up. So you can see the water is kind of choppy as I get closer. Fortune says, I married Kavitina, so no choice. If it was just me, I'm going home to Panaya Island, but family is here. Yeah, you can definitely, the water's definitely choppy, and there are some raindrops falling, because you can see on the wall here. But it's weird. It's just that one dark cloud, but yet it's blue. Wow, hamburger is almost $8 a pound. That is crazy. Gale winds, let me see here. Pauline says, food is here so high. Tony Cheek says, okay, that was about the typhoon. Derek said, film production is slow. Yeah, Derek, it is. And from what my brother tells me, technology, AI, and all that, you're going to be able to make movies from home on your laptop. Things are really going to change in the future. It's going to be more of a, I don't know, using someone's image, and you can have, AI actors. It's going to be a crazy world. Her Vase says, your life is better in the Philippines. I'm just happier right now in the Philippines. Again, if I was still living in the United States, I'd still be working. Even at 55 years old, I'd still be working. So I'm thankful and blessed at 55 that I get to be here right now. And sorry about the wind. I'm just thankful to be here right now, being able to be retired at 55. Because if I was home in the U.S., I'd still be working. Hey, Chris. Chris says, hi, hello, good afternoon from Ilagan City, Isabel, Luzon, Philippines. Thanks. Salamat po. Thank you, Chris, for being here. Epic Lab says, Walmart is the only value left. Yeah, it makes you wonder. Yeah, and that's the stuff I don't miss. I don't miss that, obviously, for good reason. But yeah, it just looks so beautiful with the sun kind of coming through and the dark clouds. Pauline says fatty. I don't know what's fatty. Josh says, I'm in Florida, paid $3.99 around earlier today. Yeah, I just think things are going to get a little crazy before it gets better. I think when enough people get upset, things have to reach a precipice until people find a will to change. That's my opinion. When people reach the precipice, that's when they find the will to change. Infinite Rose says, is it warm or cold? Oh my gosh, it's 84 degrees right now. Very, very warm. How many USD do you need a month to live there? Bezin Rob, my opinion, and Fortune could agree. To live, I'm not saying living like a king, but to live, you'd be fine with $1,200 USD a month. $1,200. Yeah, it's a nice park. There you go. Fortune just told you. 1,000. There you go for a single man. Yeah, this is a nice park. Rizal Boulevard is the park. You can double that if you want more luxury. There you go. Fortune knows. He's very experienced here, knows a lot of what he's talking about here in the Philippines. Rick says, thank you, you're welcome. Pauline says, we are getting ice and snowstorm for 2 days. Pauline, where did you say you were again? I apologize if you said where you're at. I'm just curious. Obviously somewhere cold in the north. Condo rent there is $200 to $400 depending on the size and furnish. Yeah, Cincinnati. Okay, Pauline, you're like a next door neighbor of mine. I'm from Pennsylvania, so yeah, I don't miss that. Infinite Rose says, how is the religious culture? It's a good culture. You know, you have Catholic, you have Christian. I think it's fine. I mean, could there be more? Yeah, but I think it fits everybody, you know, depending on where you are with faith or not and whatnot. It's fine. It's good. It gives everybody options. Don't eat McDonald's. They don't say a billion served for nothing. Yeah. It's just pretty. I mean, I just think the water, even though it's choppy, it looks really beautiful though. Gary Carnivore 3080 says, New Jersey here, 4 degrees right now. Stay warm, Gary. I don't miss that. Put it in says, weed legal. No, it's illegal here. Sorry to tell you that, but weed is illegal in the Philippines. You're on the white ship to my right, so that would be right there, or no? Oh yeah, it says light ferries. That's a big boat. Tony Cheek says 26 degrees in South Carolina. Even that's cold. No, I haven't tried balut yet, Rick. No balut. I'm a little gun shy about trying balut. Yeah. There you go. In Thailand, it is legal. So yeah, if people need to enjoy the perks of weed, you can go to Thailand. He just said you can do it there. A green substance says, I'll wave to you. My goodness. If you're waving to me, I can't see you, but I'm looking. You need to get on top of that. You need to get on top of that boat. If that's the one you're talking about, get on the very top, and then I'd see you waving. Is there a beach nearby? Infinite Rose, well, Sikihor Island, there's beaches over there 30 to 40 minutes away on that island. You can drive 20 minutes or so to Darwin Beach, go there. Stephanie says, I live in Canada in Northern Ontario and it's minus 25. Yay. Paul says, what's your rent a month? 24,000 Philippine pesos, which is equivalent to like $400. But if you really want an in-depth tour of my apartment, I did a video. It's the most recent video published on my channel. It's like 11 minutes long and it gives you a tour and tells you how much and everything if you're interested in watching it. It's a small apartment, but it's good enough for me. Right, Fortune, depends on size and furnishings. The humidity, to me, I don't mind the heat. People think I'm crazy because I walk in the middle of the hottest time of the day. It doesn't bother me. But actually the last few days, I don't feel like the humidity's been that bad. And especially there's a breeze always coming off the water, so that helps and makes it more comfortable, more bearable. But that's just me. Some people just can't, they don't like it. I'm speaking of foreigners, they don't like the heat. But for me, the best way to adapt to the heat is to be out in it. If you're hanging out in the AC all the time, you're probably not gonna do too well when you step outside. Gary says, I want out of here. But yeah, like I said, watch my video. And if you haven't given me a like, I always try to get 200 likes a day, if that's doable. But if not, that's okay. But my personal goal, we all have goals in life, I think. If I can get to 200 likes, so you haven't given me a like yet, I'd greatly appreciate it. How do you get citizenship for the Philippines? Honestly, I'm not interested in being a citizen. from other foreigners that have more experience, or even Fortune could probably tell you. I don't know what kind of perks, what's really the benefit of being a citizen here would be, other than to maybe vote. I don't know a lot about that. Right now, that's not something I'm really interested in. Now, the SSRV, I think I'm saying that correctly. That's just that would be nice, not in having to go get tourist visa extensions all the time and just be a permanent, like a permanent visa. But that's very expensive for a civilian to get the SSRV. Whereas if you're a former military, it's a lot less, still expensive, but a lot less than someone like me. Tony Cheek says, double tap the screen. Thank you, Tony. Did you get my message with happy ending there you personally experienced? I didn't get that. Infinite Rose, do they have Buddhist temples and mosques? That I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that at all. Again, Fortune, if you see a gentleman in here by the name of Fortune, he's a Filipino, lives here, knows his stuff. We call him Master Fortune, kind of like Master Yoda. He's very intelligent. He might be able to answer that question. Gary says, I'm 47 years old and I'm retired. I'm looking to move out of America. Well, Gary, the best advice I can give you is at least come here and visit. Whether it's a month, 2 months, people sometimes ask me, what do you think would be a good amount of time to visit somewhere to see if you'd even like it? I mean, I was here for 2 months, my original plan, and then I ended up extending. And I really liked it and got a good feel for the Philippines in 2 months. The only difference for me was the first 2 months I was basically in a hotel, bouncing different hotels. And then I got smart and saved a lot more money and started renting an apartment. So I went from vacation to actually living here. There you go. Maxwell says Philippines is predominantly Catholic. Brian says Mindanao has a large Muslim population. Ella Chanpool says compared to the U.S., New York's, how expensive is living? It's certainly not as expensive as New York City. That's for darn sure. Well, anyway, guys, I'm at my 114 minutes of my live stream. That's typically how much I like to go. I need to get some more water and my small little coffee because it gets late. I don't really like to drink coffee this late. It disrupts my sleep. And right now it's 2:30 and you can see, like I said, this dark cloud still hanging around here. I don't know if it's gonna rain or not, but everybody that's been here, I greatly appreciate your support, showing up day after day after day. I got these regulars, you guys been great showing up for my live stream. Merlady says thanks again, and Merlady, you've been here a lot. Now you're blue. Rick says I'm near New York City and it's 5,000 holy. You know, let me just tell you this, Rick, and Fortune will tell you this as well. 5,000 a month here in the Philippines, you'd be living like a king. $5,000, Rick, a month, and you're paying that on your studio apartment. You would live like a king. And that's just not for your, I'm not just saying your rent. That's like everything. Yeah, you'd be doing very well here. Hey, Gary, thank you for being here. Tony, have a great day. Merlady, thanks. Tony, you've been here too. I'm giving you a blue jacket. I hope to see you guys again tomorrow. I'll be back, same time, obviously same place. Appreciate your support, humbling each and every day. Have a good day, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. Thank you. God bless you all. Love you guys. Seriously, thank you very much. Hope to see you guys again. Rick, I'm seriously thinking about a move. Once you get past that stage of locking in and getting a ticket, I don't think you'll regret it. I can't guarantee you'd come here and you'd love it, but I think I'd say the chances were pretty positive. But you have to be open to embracing a new culture, maybe letting go of some things that, you know, we lived in the United States. You know, you have to learn to be very patient here. That's very big. You have to learn to be patient. Things move at a different speed here. But once you get used to it, you remove that impatient mindset, you become less stressed. At least that's the way I feel. So again, stone cold. I don't know. You want me to wait to see if I get 200 likes? I think everybody here already gave me a like. 192. I don't know if it's gonna hit 200 or not. Half Century Outdoors, how you doing? Thank you again. Brian says bye. Infinite Rose, thumbs up. John says thanks, you do a good job. I try. Again, I don't know everything. I'm learning stuff each and every day, but I give a newbie's perspective. It's funny to call myself a newbie, and I've still been here over a year. Still learning though. 2 more likes. I don't know, showing 198. Maybe. Michael Nichols says bye-bye. Gary says good night, my brother. I don't know. Want 2 more likes. We'll see if we hit 200. 199. Wow. Fortune, good day, Mike. Take care of you and Che. Who's going to be the 200 like? There's 200. God bless you for like number 200. There you go, Stone Cold. Thank you very much. God love Philip. Thank you, Philip. God bless you, my friend. Newman 201. No, I don't have a lady boy friend. I have friends, but I don't have a lady boy girlfriend. My girlfriend's Filipina. It's a good perspective though. Thank you guys. God bless. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Mission achieved. Good night.